So it goes without saying, there is a humongous golf event on this week. No doubt you've heard about it. I'm excited to watch. The rest of the world's excited to watch. And that, of course, is the Dave's Place Chippy Open. Doesn't get any bigger than this. Winner gets deep fried onion rings for life. That's a real opportunity. Joking aside, as good as that does in fact sound, of course, I'm talking about the Masters. Seal clap. Does it get any more exciting? Like, who would have thought a lane with trees around it, a cheese sandwich, and a green blazer would get us this excited? But this is the home of the elite. Only the elite make it to the Masters. And the kid in me still thinks I could make it to the Masters. The only reason I haven't is, well, they haven't got a green jacket big enough. So green jacket dramas aside, today I wanted to see how close I am to some of the best in the world utilising the Hackmotion wrist sensor, the Pro package, where we can actually get additional information, additional metrics, and then compare and benchmark ourselves against some of the best players in the world on the PGA Tour. So I'm a bit nervous. There's nowhere to hide. You're going to see metrics that I hope are similar, but I don't think they're going to be. So I'm going to be comparing flexion and extension, ulnar and radial deviation, and rotation against the elite of the elite. The worst deviation out of the lot, hopefully that's not all of them, I'm going to work on later in the video to try and make that aspect of my swing better utilising the Hackmotion Pro. I'm so glad to see messages coming through. It's like every week of how much Hackmotion for you guys that have started your journey. If you haven't, 5% off with code ALEX5, get started. It's great to see how much it's changed your swing, your game, and of course those practice sessions. It's having something to work on and identifying those flaws and using the drills with the Hackmotion to get better. So honestly, I'll say it again, you won't regret it. Get started. ALEX5. Now I think I'm going to need a few, I might need a few warm-up shots first, because I feel as flexible as Bootstrap Bill stuck on the Flying Dutchman. Right, warm-up done. Pretty happy with that. Moving house and stuff, I've not hit many golf balls, but this is a great thing about this. It's easy to see what you're doing wrong, get back into that feeling, biofeedback, beautiful. So with your Pro package, you'll see ranges, bookmarks, PGA, and none. We're of course going for the PGA with this one. Choose a benchmark. Long game, because it's longer than 100 yards. Look at some of these players on here. Now, Ollison for me is, I love his action. I think it's fantastic, and I've seen it firsthand at a Nike event. It's just wonderful to watch. So we look at the graph here. This is his typical swing metrics, which mine's going to be overlaid very soon as to what I'm doing compared to Ollison's. Then we've got information at the bottom of his typical characteristics throughout the swing. So certain deviations, like the top extension is plus 11. It's saying here that it's very, very similar to his address position at plus 13, so extension-wise, it doesn't really change from here to the top. There's a lot of rotation through impact, which is great. So this is one of the reasons why I chose Ollison, because I know he has a lot of rotation as well, so I'm hoping it's going to compare me to him rather than a range of benchmark where, you know, my rotation might become more green, maybe? One thing I will note, at no point is this saying, I need to swing it like Fjornborg. The reason these players are picked is because they're very good at what they do, and in certain, that's why different players have different sort of characteristics. So if you look at DJ's flexion, very good into the ball. At no point are we saying do exactly as these are doing, because we've got our own unique swing, that is for sure. But of course, we know these swings work. I'm nervous. What can we achieve? A good swing would be nice. That wasn't really. I love this. I love this so much. It's only one shot, but I've got to just get straight into it. Graph-wise, so what you'll see here is a solid line of myself and a dotted line of our benchmark, which on this occasion is Ollison. So throughout the swing, no surprise, it looks like I am more extended than Ollison, which we know is a bit of an issue. But as it mentioned earlier, Ollison carries a lot more ulnar deviation throughout the swing, especially through impact, and I have more radial, so that's why my solid line is above his. But the interesting part is, in fact, the rotation, the purple line. So again, through the ball and impact, very similar, I'd say. Actually, it's quite interesting to see that Ollison is more active through the ball than I am. The biggest difference is the dotted line here in my solid line in purple is the takeaway. So all the way to P6, there isn't that much rotation for me, where Ollison actually does open the face quite a lot through here until we get to the top, and then everything's pretty similar. So very, very interesting. But again, address, it's saying I'm too extended, top too extended, impact too extended. This is all compared to him. 2 radial, 2 radial, and 2 radial. And then this is basically backing up what we're saying here. P6 to P7, I've over rotated and I've under rotated from that into the ball. So only -6 in terms of rotation. So that's very, very interesting. Look at that, Ollison. One thing I want to talk about first of all, given Ollison's not hitting 6 varied shots, this is just his one stock 6 iron, I can almost guarantee that his shot by shot would be almost identical. Where we look through mine, the difference in rotations on those shots is quite remarkable. The difference really in flexion and extension from a consistency perspective is quite remarkable. So he's using his rotation speed better through the ball, P7 to P8, where I've almost done all my rotation here. It's more of a protected, keep the face open, rather than that progressive face closure. But I picked a player that I think typically has a lot of space, a lot of uncocking through the ball. So I can't look too much into that. And like I say, it is different. I'm very happy with my shots. I think the extended part is still an issue. With a guided practice, I knew I was too extended and I needed more flexion. This, comparing against a flipping good golfer, is telling me again, look, compared to Ollison, you are still too extended. So looking at the drills, as we know with comparing the data, there are a few things I could definitely work on. But the drill section on Full Swing on Hackmotion, top drills I'm going to leave. I think we're pretty good there. I need to focus more on the impact drills and other drills. So any of these I think will be very beneficial. I'm going to focus on the motorcycle drill for this video, adding that more flexion feeling throughout the swing, which I think is vitally important for me. So, wish me luck. So get a feeling of flexing your wrists in the downswing. Find the correct flexion amount. So all about feeling. We've got the vibration here, the biofeedback. So get in a stand still in the dress position, get to the top of the backswing. Need more flexion, is what it's saying. Okay. And then we've got this unbelievable graph of telling me how far off I am. So stand still at address. Nearly. Better. And then continue through. So again, great visual. Better, with greens there and the yellows, again, towards the impact. So I'm still losing that flexion at the impact position. Closer. Ooh, it like that. Okay, so that's the feeling. This is where it's great. Getting that audio feedback going, that's what it should feel like. You did it right. I keep forgetting I'm filming, I'm that in the zone. Now, I need to show you this. Now, this wasn't the plan. A few shots in with that new drill feeling of the added flexion through the swing. That is unbelievable. That rehearsal side of stuff, so you can rehearse sometimes and then have a crack at it at full speed. Keep doing that until you get in that sort of feeling. And the difference, have a guess which shot was from earlier with too much extension to better flexion. I think there's a bit of a difference, isn't there? Height, unbelievable. The efficiency, and you could say, I'm doing a drill here, I'm not up to speed, I'm probably doing 70-80%, where my other one was what I thought was full chatter. So look at the difference in these numbers. Now, I'm going to throw this up on the big screen so you can see, cast your eyes to the height difference, 122 height with the first one, 92 with the second. Consequently, we've got as I said, a faster clubhead speed with the earlier one, faster ball speed just with the earlier one. Attack angle, minus 5.1 to the earlier, minus 3.9. Face angle, look at that, 3.5 previously to a 0.6, pretty neutral there. And the best part about it all, we've only just started.